Hey, how's it going there? My name is Colin Brenner. I'm here to introduce QPerformance to you. QPerformance is a program that you can use for Nazarene teen Bible quizzing after your quiz meets to find individual quizzer stats per question type, including the sum of reference, verse, and quote types in a new type called memory. So you'll be able to generate memory stats as well as stats for other various things, which I'm going to show you. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So QPerformance is made by a guy named David Rush. This is his GitHub repository. You can see the files of the program and the README file. The link to this page will be in the subscription below. What we're looking for on this page is actually the link to the releases page. So from the releases page, you can see that we have version 2.0 pre-release 6 available. That's what we're going to be using today. You can use QPerformance with Mac and Linux. We don't recommend it, but if you'd like to do that, you can use this file right here. What we're going to be using instead is we're going to be using Windows 11. So we're going to be using the QPerformance.exe file right here. And I've already gone ahead and downloaded that and renamed it in our folder called Our Workspace. So to generate the stats that we're looking for, we're going to need two things. We're going to need the question sets themselves in a file that is .rtf, rich text format. And we're going to need the quiz results from each room at the end of the quiz meet for a specific division. Each run of QPerformance is done per division. So we're just going to be looking at the experienced division today for this one quiz meet. Okay, which we also call a tournament. That's important later on. So where do you get these question sets from? Well, you can generate the question sets before the quiz meet happens from this website right here. The link is also in the description. We call it SetMaker. You do have to pay for a subscription each year for the quizzing content to access SetMaker for the current year. You can see this year that we are on the book of Luke. What's important to note here is that typically we use rich text files, RTF files, but you can also create here comma-separated value files. We want to make sure that we have the RTF files, which are located right here. And the preference is for them all to be in a single file to be more manageable. So you would select this option, as well as the rest of the options that you want for whatever chapters you're covering at the quiz meet. Select I read and agree to the terms of use, and then you submit, and that would generate the RTF file for you, which you can then go ahead and print out one copy for each room that you need for that specific division. So that's the RTF file of question sets. What we also need is the results at the end of the quiz meet from each quiz room. So to open Quiz Machine here, we would do this by going into Score Sheet, Export, Import, and then Export Quizzes. You can import the name schedule file using this button right here, and what it does is it will standardize the quizzer name and the associated team name across all of the rooms that you're using for that specific division. So it's a good way to manage data in that way, and it'll help you avoid issues later on. More information on that is in the Quiz Machine manual itself. So we would hit Export Quizzes here and export the quizzes. I've already got that available, so I'm just going to shut down Quiz Machine. These two files I've already generated from Quiz Machine, and I have our question files right here. We are going to launch QPerformance. And the first time that you click this file, it'll show you a warning message saying that there's danger. You want to click More Info at the bottom of the paragraph message and then Run Anyway. There's no danger here. It's just something that Windows does for executable files like this one. So we've launched QPerformance here. And to get started, I'm going to go through and explain each of these sections. So we're going to select our question sets, which are our RTF files. It opens File Explorer, and we're already in the right folder location, our workspace. So I'm going to select the question set file. You can also select multiple files for both the question sets and the Quiz Machine records. In our case, we just have one file for question sets, so we're going to select that and open it. Next, we'll do the same thing with the Quiz Machine records, which are CSV files. already in the right location as well. So I'm going to click the first one and then shift click for the second one to select both of them. You can do that to select a number of them in a row, or you can select specific ones using holding down Control and clicking. So you can see how I can do that by just holding down Control. Let me select those again and open them. Just a little bit of a tip for you if you don't know about it. Next, we have the question types section over here. So we have according to, general, in what book and chapter, quote, reference, situation, context questions, verse questions, and our special type memory questions, which are the sum of the quote, reference, and verse questions. That's a particular highlight of QPerformance, huge benefit that this program offers. Next, we have our delimiter. It's just a comma here. And what this is used with is with the comma separated value file here. So you're going to want to keep that as a comma, because if you put anything else there, then it will try to separate data based on that character, whether it shows up or not. So we're going to keep that as it is. Next, we have the tournament file. This has to do with the quiz results that you get from Quiz Machine. You might have files that have more than one tournament in them, and so it may be a good thing for you to make sure that you select the specific tournament that you want to run stats for. So I'll pull up an example. That would be the second column in our CSV file. In our case, it is One Family Finals. What I would do is I would copy that and I would paste it into the tournament section so that only rows that have that tournament name in the row will be referenced and used. So that's just something to keep in mind. By default, you don't get individual round results, so this checkbox will allow you to also get those as well. We'll also see that there are also team summary results as well. We're going to take a look at that in a second. So we've got everything set up, and so when we click run here, we'll see if everything is all right or not. And we get the message ready to save, and there's no other error messages, so that means that everything checked out, everything is good. And now all that we have to do is select a location and a file name for our CSV results. So we're going to put in that same folder location. We're going to call it our results.csv. You don't have to put the .csv. I kind of just do that out of habit. And when I press enter there, you can see the message in QPerformance that says saved successfully. And we can see in our folder that our results was generated. If we click on it and take a look at the results, we see that we have some data in that file. Now, this is a bit easier to see in an actual spreadsheet editor rather than in VS Code. So I'm going to do that. Let me open up Google Drive here, upload that file, and then I want to open it in a Google Sheets application. I really like Google Sheets. You might prefer Microsoft Excel. Both of them will work. I'm just going to do some formatting here so that we can see everything very nicely. Okay, so we're just going to cover this first section here. We have this column which has all of the quizzer names, which are just different letters of the alphabet. Then the team name of each of those quizzers. And then we have 36 columns for each quizzer. So we cover each of the question types according to general, in what book and chapter, memory, quote, reference, situation, verse, and context. For each of those question types, we have 4 columns. We'll take a look at according to for the moment. This first column here is the toss-ups that the quizzer attempted. So the quizmaster was reading and the quizzer jumped first. They get to answer the question. The next column is whether they got that question correct or not. So attempted will always be equal to or greater than correct. Next we have the same columns except for bonuses. So the quizzer received a bonus question from someone else getting it wrong on the toss-up. And then the fourth column is whether they got that correct or not. And so you have each of those 4 columns for each of the different question types. I just want to highlight again the specific memory verse type that we have as being the sum of the reference, verse, and quote types, in case you want to give out awards based on that. Going down a little bit further, you can see that from that checkbox that we selected earlier, we get individual round results. So we can see each round here has 3 rows of information. And at the bottom, we get the team results. What you might want to do, or what I might do, is I would take these bottom 2 sections and put them in different tabs. So like you can add tabs in Excel. Sorry, those are rows. You can add tabs to the bottom. So I would probably put the individuals into that sheet and the team results into sheet number 2. So that is what you get with QPerformance. Next, I want to show you what might happen if there's a mismatch. Okay, so what happens if you run into an error? There's pretty much only one error that you will run into in most cases. QPerformance, when it's going through the information of the 2 files, is matching them together based on the round number and the question set number. Now you can have your round numbers have like alphabet letters in them, which we're going to take a look at here. But what it really needs is it just needs to make sure that both of them are exactly the same. Now, when you're generating question sets from SetMaker, it will automatically start from 1 and move upward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we're going to see in our current data here is round 1 actually is RR1, and round 2 is RR2, and so on and so forth. We're going to run into an issue here, and I want to show you what that looks like when we do. First, I'd like to show off the clear button. Ta-da, that's the clear button. So we're going to go ahead and select our question sets again, this time with the question sets that might have an issue. We only have 1 tournament, so we can leave tournament blank. And so we're going to hit run here, and you see we get a warning, some rounds are missing question sets. These question sets will be treated as general. A list of skipped rounds, then round names must match Quiz Machine and the question set files. So that's the issue that we're running into with this file, is it's not an exact match. This is RR1, it's not 1. So what I'm going to do is, I've already actually got this set up. I'm going to replace these characters right here. I'm using Visual Studio Code. Copy, do the find function, and then essentially take that and remove the RR. And I'm going to make the change for the entire file, like that. And so then I can do the same thing with our other file. Hold on, let me save this first. Come on. I can do that with our other file as well. Copy this, put it in find. It's already set up. And do the same replacement. Save. All right, now the changes have been made. Let me close this. So I've already got we're still working with the same files. I've just changed the files, so I don't need to go back and change anything. I don't need to clear anything. I just have to run it again, and you see the errors have gone away. Ready to save. So we can go ahead and save just like we did before. Right, save successful. Our file shows up. We can take a look at it, and we get the information that we got before. Thank you so much for being a part of the Nazarene Teen Bible Quizzing Ministry. I hope that you enjoy this program made by David Rush. Helpful links are in the description. There's also a manual in the description, so go ahead and check that out. And share this with all of the quiz directors, field directors, anyone that you know who might be interested in this. I think it would be something that's really fun to, I don't know, nerd out about, or, make it more exciting for quizzers to receive awards based on their achievements, And this will save you a whole lot of time when the quiz meet has completed as well, trying to find out this information. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm Colin Brenner, and I hope I see you at the next quiz meet.